Miracles are everywhere.
Let our adventure begin!
Discover PureFlix, your premium streaming service where faith and family values come home.
Ready to have some fun?
The most exclusive selection of quality, wholesome movies and series that will uplift your spirit.
A man can argue whether God exists, but when he looks at his daughters, he knows.
With new arrivals every week.
Unbelievable.
Save big and enjoy the possibilities like invitations to exclusive theatrical screenings.
I see it, so I believe it.
Find out more by joining today at pureflix.com.
You see where your business can go. To get there, you may need
another 10 trucks.
At Century Insurance, we put more than 115 years of industry experience to work to help protect you as you
launch a new delivery service
or
expand into a new region
and reach your business goals. Century, right by you. Property and casualty coverages are underwritten and safety services are provided by a member of the Century Insurance Group, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. For a complete listing of companies, visit century.com. Policies, coverages, benefits, and discounts are not available in all states. See policy for complete coverage details.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind God Updates and God Too, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Two strangers walked the same halls for years before discovering they were related. Written by Heather Riggleman. Read by Alyssa Forsberg. God is the God of miracles, and he certainly is in the story where two strangers find out they are siblings. Can you just imagine? Two strangers walked the same halls for years before discovering they were related. Christina Sadberry said, "It's unexplainable, like you can't make that up. My husband keeps saying, this is some stuff out of a movie." But it is explainable if you know how God works all things together for our good and his glory, and this story has his miraculous fingerprints all over it. Christina had been going to Cook's Children's Hospital for her son to receive treatment for a kidney disorder for several years. She unknowingly passed her brother several times as he has been working for that very same hospital as the recording studio producer. And these two strangers find out through a 23andMe DNA test that they are siblings. Christina took the test because she yearned to find her biological family. She felt as if her life was like a picture puzzle with critical pieces missing. Christina Sadberry wanted to know where she came from. She was curious to see if she had her father's eyes or perhaps her mom's personality. At the same time, Raymond Turner knew there was a puzzle piece missing in his life too. He took the 23andMe DNA test because he wanted to know more about his roots in Africa and maybe plan a visit to the country as a family someday. There's a homing device in each of our souls that wants to find home. Who I am, where do I fit into this crazy world? How am I connected to this person? I think those answers are necessary to find out more of who you are, and you might be surprised along the way, he said. But then he got the results and learned right away he had a half-sibling. He was utterly stunned, but he went ahead and sent Christina a message through the 23andMe app. These two strangers found out they are siblings, and as they began to message each other, they learned they shared the same father. But here's where it gets to be unbelievable. They learned that they had probably passed each other in the halls of the Cook Hospital. Raymond learned he had actually driven by his sister's office on his way to work every morning. They also learned that they like the exact same kind of butter pecan ice cream, and their order is identical for the Olive Garden. Hugging him felt like home. Just to be around him felt like home, Christina said. The siblings became close and began spending as much time together as possible until Christina was relocated to Florida for her job in the Air Force. The siblings still call and FaceTime as often as they can. Though they live in different states now, they both will tell you distance means nothing when it comes to family. There's such a completeness when that puzzle piece fits into place. I'm just excited to get to know more about her, find out more quirky things that we have in common, and just enjoy what God has brought together, Raymond said. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? Jeremiah 32:27.
Miracles are everywhere.
Let our adventure begin!
Discover PureFlix, your premium streaming service where faith and family values come home.
Ready to have some fun?
The most exclusive selection of quality, wholesome movies and series that will uplift your spirit.
A man can argue whether God exists, but when he looks at his daughters, he knows.
With new arrivals every week.
Unbelievable.
Save big and enjoy the possibilities, like invitations to exclusive theatrical screenings.
I see it, so I believe it.
Find out more by joining today at pureflix.com.
On a stormy night, woman found a whole family of mystery creatures in her dog's bed. Written and read by Alyssa Forsberg. A family of mystery creatures were found in a dog bed at a woman's house in Australia, and their cute little faces are sure to make you smile. Emma Jane Kidd has a dog named Merlin, and she recently noticed something peculiar in Merlin's bed. What she saw was a family of quendas. These animals are also known as southern brown bandicoots, a marsupial native to southwestern and southern Australia. These three little quendas were left by the mother quenda during a stormy night, and the 1-month-old babies were snuggled together in the warm dog bed. Emma quickly saw that the baby quendas were frightened, so she called a local wildlife shelter. The shelter came to rescue the animals and said it was strange the quendas were found inside a home. Quendas commonly live in yards in local bushlands, a representative from Darling Range Wildlife Shelter said. It's not unusual to see them if you live in the hills, but these quendas making a nest in a dog's bed on the house veranda is very unusual. The shelter then posted about the little creatures on their Facebook page. They aren't dogs. Found snuggled up in a dog bed, these native babies and their mom had been hiding from the storm. The dog owner of said bed, however, wasn't open to sharing their bed with quendas, and the startled quenda mom shot off, leaving her golden stage triplets in the bed. The post read, "The triplets are now in care with us and are expected to grow nice and healthy. When they are big and independent, we will release them back home." God bless these types of shelters that help protect animals and give them the kind of care that they need and deserve.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Miracles are everywhere.
Let our adventure begin!
Discover PureFlix, your premium streaming service where faith and family values come home.
Ready to have some fun?
The most exclusive selection of quality, wholesome movies and series that will uplift your spirit.
A man can argue whether God exists, but when he looks at his daughters, he knows.
With new arrivals every week.
Unbelievable.
Save big and enjoy the possibilities, like invitations to exclusive theatrical screenings.
I see it, so I believe it.
Find out more by joining today at pureflix.com.